Hi, my name's Tom Shue, and today I want to teach you about dragging the shutter. What is dragging the shutter? Dragging the shutter means you leave the shutter open for a long time to let in available light. So I was challenged to do a night shoot. We're talking about pitch black, and we're going to do a fashion shoot at night. Now I know this really cool bridge out in the desert near my home, and we were going to shoot on that bridge. So let's look at the settings on this camera. So I took my first frame just to see where we were at. I didn't meter anything. I just chimped my way to the exposure. I set the camera at 1600 ISO and at 125th just to see what we got for ambient. And you can see that there's the stratosphere, right? And here's some of these other casinos. The noise isn't too bad because we're at 125th. However, the city's really dark. So you might want to think that you would turn your ISO up. So I went to ISO 8000. You can see that, first of all, my white balance is not right. But more so, you see all the noise that ISO 8000 creates. That's a lot of grain. And the city still isn't what we're looking for. However, you can make out the Luxor and the MGM and some of the other casinos, okay? So let's look at what happens when you go from 125th of a second to a faster shutter speed. There's a 40th. Well, there's a dramatic change in the amount of light. The noise is still nasty, but the amount of light that's in, you can start to really see these buildings. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to correct our white balance, and we're going to reframe the shot. So this is the bridge at night. We're going to drop our ISO down to a low ISO so we don't get noise. So let's look at the first image that we make. Now, remember, we shoot raw. We shoot raw for a reason. We shoot raw so that we can, in post, bring up shadows and things like that you can't possibly do in a JPEG image because all the information's in the file. So you can see in this image that it was a 2-second long exposure at ISO 125 at f4. You can see all of the goosebumps in her skin. You can see all of her lip detail, her eye detail is all there. Nothing moved. Now her hair is even in place, but you can see the wind blew her hair a little bit here. So this is moving around. We're shooting in the wind. So what happened here is, with a 2-second exposure, as soon as the shutter opens and goes, it triggers the pocket wizard to set off the strobe. The strobe pops the subject and lights them. Then, after the light goes off, it's really, really fast. You know, it's like maybe a 30,000th of a second. It freezes motion. Then the shutter remains open and lets all of that ambient light pour in. So here we go. We're going to post-work the image, and we open up the shadow detail. So you see that we're going to go from here to here. Okay. You can see she's still got all the detail in the dress and everything. Nothing's changed. And this will be our final image. Let me grab it here. This is the final image where we've gone in and retouched the skin, corrected for the eyes a little bit, sharpen the eyes a little bit, and knock off some of that goosebump. But we don't take any information away from the clothes or the ground or anything like that. Then we're going to put a vignette around the image, and we have a finished image. This is how you drag the shutter. You let your strobe freeze the motion at the beginning of the scene, at the beginning of the frame, and then you just leave the shutter open long enough to drag in all that light that you want to render your background. So that's it. Dragging the shutter is the way to go at night. I want to thank you all for taking time to visit my blog today, and until next time, we'll see you soon.